Hey everyone, it's Fitz with your daily delivery. I took Saturday off, so there wasn't one on Sunday because I just watched football all day, and I thought I'll just do one on Sunday about something. I'll come up with something. Well, here it is. It's Sunday night, almost midnight. Hi, Daphne. Nice to see you. And I still don't have a topic, so I'm going to tell you about my weekend. Uh, I know it's desperate times. First, I got to tell you this. If it's the weekend or a weekday, you should be subscribing to this YouTube channel. That's all I got to say about that. Just subscribe and hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Hit the thumb sideways if you're not sure. Good luck with that. So Saturday, I woke up fairly early for me on a Saturday with no game. Hey, I'm sleeping in till like 9-ish. And the first game are at 11. I don't really care about college game day. I caught a little bit of it just because I was so amped up for Big 12 football. I couldn't go back to sleep and take a little nappy wappy before football. No. So I waited around. And I got to see the start of that Baylor TCU game. And they just kind of didn't do anything. And I flipped over there to the other decent game in the morning. Well, it was only other 11 a.m. game. It's at West Virginia. WVU went to Central Florida, UCF. Now, what's confusing is one school prefers to use the initials and the other wants to be known by their state, West Virginia. But what Central Florida isn't a state. It's very confusing. It's just, I don't know. I get it, I guess. But that wasn't a very good game. You know, that Central Florida team, UCF is pretty good. And Rich Rod's Mountaineers were nowhere near winning that game. That was the best I had. I apologize. Then I went back to the Baylor TCU game, and it started to warm up a little bit. It was like, well, it was raining, but it was a really good game for a while. And then Baylor didn't play well, and TCU won. And then it struck me over the last 2-3 weeks that there's been a round robin between Baylor, TCU, and K-State. And everyone went one-on-one. If you'd go by scoring differential, K-State won. And yet, even though TCU beat Baylor, Baylor barely beat K-State, and K-State handled TCU, I still have Kansas State ranked lower in my Big 12 publishers 24/7 publishers poll. K-State the lowest of the three. Doesn't make sense, but I can't get around the Army loss. But I did get around watching any of the Cincinnati and Oklahoma State game, which apparently was kind of close for a while. Then Oklahoma State did what they do, and Cincinnati won easily. But I had two great games to watch later on, right? I had Texas Tech going into Arizona State. Now, Arizona State just lost last week because they had to go on the road with a backup quarterback and didn't play well at all. And guess what Texas Tech had to do? They got to go back on the road with the backup quarterback, and they didn't play well at all. Well, actually, I thought Arizona State was outstanding. They really came in prepared, and yeah, they caught a break. They didn't see the number one quarterback. But as those two games proved, you lose your quarterback in this conference. The quarterbacks are really good. They make all the teams better. It's got the best quarterbacks in the country in terms of the whole conference. So you lose your guy. There's a reason he's your guy. But I felt bad because I think Texas Tech is really good. They apparently dropped like 700 spots in the AP poll. I mean, yeah, I think they're Division II now. The voters moved them down so much for losing one Big 12 road game with a backup quarterback. Actually, I think they dropped like 7 spots, which is stupid. The Southeastern Conference team loses on the road to another good team without their quarterback. They move up 3 spots. It's the rules. But I still had one more game to go, and it was that Holy War thing. I've never really sat down and watched an entire Holy War. Well, football-wise, I did watch most of the Palestinian-Israel thing, but I'm not going to get into politics. That was just a joke that went awry, and I feel bad about it now. Let's move on. So I watched this football game. They really don't like each other. And it's like a sibling rivalry, too. I mean, it's like a civil war. I mean, they come from the same families, and one picked red and the other picked blue. And in these parts, it's both are a bad decision, but that's a whole other thing about KU State. They were both idle. BYU won. I thought Utah would win. So I basically got the two biggest games completely wrong, and that's pretty much what Big 12 football is about. So I just want to say this as I wrap up this chaotic daily delivery, that the Big 12 is a really fun conference. I had a blast watching football, even when some of the games weren't competitive. I think these are really good teams, and it was a good brand of football. But of course, because the top teams lost, it means the Big 12 is really bad according to the AP voters. I could have told you that before. And we know this. When you play in the Big 12, you can expect chaos. You got your chaos. Are you happy now? You happy? Well, KU and K-State's on Saturday over that Lawrencetown. They play their whole games in a booth. That's how few fans they've got. I'll get into all of that later in the week. We got a press conference on Monday. And I promise you, I was perfectly sober for this. I'm just tired. I stayed up late watching college football on Saturday night. I'm old. Get off my back.